the Radio King YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Wake up call.
The Breakfast Club, the show you love to hate. From the East to the West Coast.
DJ Envy.
Angela Yee.
Charlemagne the God.
The realest show on the planet.
This is why I respect this show, because this is a voice to society.
Changing the game.
You guys are the coveted morning show, but y'all earn that.
Impacting the culture.
They wake up in the morning and they want to hear that Breakfast Club.
The world's most dangerous morning show.
We in the mother.
Good morning, USA! Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlemagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday.
Yes,
It's also
Thursday.
International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, guys.
Drop on the clues bombs for all the women. Does that mean like just the international women, like women that are from
It's a
other
global
countries?
celebration, so it's celebrated internationally.
Women
everywhere.
all over the world.
Every cultural,
Yes.
social, economic, political, everything.
So that means like in Africa and Europe, they recognize International Women's Day, so they recognize the people here in America too.
Every woman.
Everybody.
Every woman.
Got you. Listen, I'm an American, all right?
Okay.
So I'm selfish, so I think of us first and then everybody else around the world. So when you say
holidays.
international, I
Everybody.
just think of the 50 states, but I forget it's the whole world out here sometimes.
Yeah, that would just be national.
I know. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but we had a blizzard / nor'easter / snowstorm yesterday.
Snow is trash, bro. I used to really like snow when I was a kid, and I mean, I guess kids still enjoy it. Like my daughter loves when she don't got school. Like she gets excited when they send the email like no school again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they want to go play out in the snow. I'm old, bro. My bones hurt when it's cold. I ain't got time for it.
Well, yesterday it was we got 2 feet of snow by my crib.
You guys live in the suburbs.
Yes, we do.
I'm about 40 minutes from the city, and it was disgusting. The power went out. The whole grid went out. So there's no power, no heat, no hot water, no nothing. So yesterday I had to light candles, and the whole family, we had to sleep in one room together, just so I know that everything was safe. And
That sounds fun.
And since I'm so scared, I always think like this is the
I'm so
time
scared.
that the burglar would try it. So I sleep next to the hammer.
What about the dog?
And the dog. I got the dog and the hammer just in case, because I'm just nervous. I'm like, there's no power, there's no lights. I get a little nervous. So, but
I'm gonna be
everything was
honest
cool.
with you. If a burglar breaks into your house during a blizzard, he deserves whatever he gets.
Oh, he gonna get it
because that's a committed. No, I mean like
No,
as far as
he
like
deserves
prizes,
to rob you.
possessions, because that's a very committed burglar. You would have to commend his commitment to steal.
Nah, B.
Now, with the kids there, though, where do you put the gun? I know you want to put it near
I have a
you.
case. I have it's like a lock case. So you have to use your fingerprints to actually open the case.
Okay, I don't know anything about guns.
Oh,
I
no.
have a gun.
But, it makes me nervous. And I had the dog right outside the room. So, everything was good. But it was 2 feet of snow. And in our area, when there's no lights, it's pitch black. Like,
You got anxiety like I do.
you can't see nothing.
Well,
Like,
fortunately, I live in Brooklyn, so yesterday I
So
went
you
out,
used to
got
the
a
gunshots and all
mani-pedi,
that
went and
stuff.
got some food, hung out with my girls.
Brooklyn
we went
was
to
still
Soko.
open?
Yeah, everything was open, no problems. I didn't have to shovel a thing. There was no snow on my car this morning.
Well, lucky you, because I woke up this morning and I was up to snow up to my knees, and all last night because I guess some kids in the neighborhood, some kids in the cul-de-sac.
It's cul-de-sac, not
cul-de-sac.
Cold.
It's cul-de-sac. Some kids in the cul-de-sac decided to venture over the our part of the cul-de-sac, and I guess they made this snow crane.
Right.
So I'm looking outside all night, like, what the hell is that? Like, I thought somebody was just standing outside on the sidewalk. I'm calling my wife, like, you see somebody standing there?
You guys do have anxiety.
She's like, that looks like a bird. And I'm like,
A
oh,
bird?
that's a snowman. Because the way it made it looked like a big flamingo.
Oh.
But I didn't know what it was.
Your kids over there are creative.
I was thinking snow monsters. I'd be thinking all kind of wild stuff.
But
Well,
thank
now
God.
Now's a great time to actually live in the city. And
Yeah,
not in the suburbs. At times like this, because there's snow anywhere.
I'd rather still live
They
out
plow
there.
the streets
I'd
immediately.
much rather live in the cul-de-sac.
And thank God my neighbor actually owns the plow company, so he makes sure that I'm plowed out first, that I can get to work, when it snows. So I was able to
your
get
neighbor plowing you out. Drop on the clues bombs for Envy's neighbor plowing him out. Oh, I like the energy he's
Every
setting this
morning.
morning.
He
Set
did it
the
pretty
tone.
fast, too. Did it pretty fast.
Ooh.
You must be tight.
Did it pretty fast. He did it pretty fast. It was very fast, very easy to get out. All right, let's get
Okay,
this.
maybe not.
Let's get the show cracking. You God from the legendary Wu-Tang Clan.
Let's
will be
put
joining
this
us
in some
morning.
context.
Wu-Tang.
It's Throwback Thursday.
It's Throwback Thursday.
You God has a book out called Raw. I had the privilege of reading this book last year. You read it too, right?
Yes, I read the book as well.
I got an advanced copy. I read it last year. Phenomenal book, but keep in mind, I am your Uncle Charlotte. I am an old head, and I grew up on Wu-Tang. I'm damn near 40 and still want to get a Wu-Tang tattoo on my body somewhere.
You better not.
Well, I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, too. That was actually my first job working for Wu-Tang.
So she said she already got a tattoo.
A lot of the stories that he tells in the books about Wu-Tang,
yes,
I am familiar with, but there's a lot of backstory on how he ended up, even joining the group and before Wu-Tang. That was really good. It teaches you a lot about what it was like in Staten Island, Brooklyn.
We'll talk to him about all that.
So kids, tell your parents that you God's going to be on this morning. Call your uncles and your aunts, all right? Your moms and your dads, tell them you God's here this morning.
What's your favorite 3 You God verses? Because I'm trying to put together this mini mix for when he gets here.
Oh, favorite 3 You God verses.
Slim Doodoo Maker is trapped inside pajamas.
Sure, say Lagos is dope.
Shay Lagos, I got that one.
Mystery of Chess Boxing.
What's it raw? I'm going to give it to you.
Mystery of Chess Boxing.
That's Mystery of
Chess Boxing. You got to play his verse off SWV Anything Remix. And what's my other favorite You God verse? I guess you can go off Protect Your Neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news. What we talking about, Yeezy?
We are going to talk about who wants to donate $50 million to charity.
Wow.
It's not you.
All right. Well, we'll get to that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
Hey, can I just, can we drop one of Clues bombs for our cameraman in here? His name is Steven. We call him Steven the White Demon.
Right.
He's our Caucasian cameraman.
Why
if you ever hear some coughing or throat clearing, that's
him. Envy earlier was talking about how he was sleeping with his family last night and the power was out, so he was sleeping with the hammer. So as soon as the microphones go off, Steven goes, man, Envy, you really should invest in a gun because I don't know what a hammer's going to do to protect your family. Drop on the Clues bomb for Steven.
He has no clue.
He has no clue. He's like... He thinks we're just liberals who are just taking this gun control thing too far.
Oh my God!
Forget the guns. We got hammers.
Hammer's helpful, though.
Hammers. Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, let's get in some front page news. Now, let's start off with a Powerball winner, right? Some positivity.
Yes, a woman who won the Powerball Jackpot that's worth nearly $560 million wants to give as much as $50 million to charity.
That's dope.
And she also wants to keep her identity private. Now, remember the story. She signed her ticket after the drawing, but later on learned that she could have shielded her identity if she would have wrote the name of a trust when she signed that ticket. So she was upset because she wants to remain anonymous, so they're fighting that case right now. But in the meantime, they're saying that she gets $264 million. That's after taxes and everything. And they are planning to donate. They said they would give $150,000 to Girls Inc., $33,000 apiece to 3 chapters of End 68 Hours of Hunger in the state. And they're saying she plans to do donations over the years between $25 and $50 million during her lifetime. But she doesn't want any accolades. She doesn't want credit. She just wants to do good things. And she doesn't want her identity revealed.
What how old she is? Because usually the people that win the Powerball is like 80-something-year-old people.
Yeah, we don't know her
She's
age.
unidentified right now.
But I respect that, though. Because, I mean, how much was the money? How much money was it?
After taxes, she ended up with $264 million.
Yeah, $50 million to charity. That's great.
That's absolutely
you can't spend
But the
all
problem
that
is
money.
that she signs her name. And, of course, for the lottery, they like for their own press purposes to reveal the identity of the person. And so legally, they can do that. But she's fighting right now to be anonymous.
I wouldn't even care if I was anonymous or not. I used to think about that. I thought about that because of her situation. Would I care if I was anonymous? No. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna change all my phone numbers anyway. So the only people that can be able to get in touch with me is my circle,
the immediate family.
And then the people who do get in touch with me to get some money, I got it. I can lend it. I can lend it.
The problem is that usually in situations like this, when people know you have a lot of money, then there's all kinds of extortion attempts, kidnapping of family members.
Your kids and all that.
If I can afford shooters now, I definitely can afford shooters. When I get to a couple $100 million.
So don't say shooters. Say white men with suits on.
Armed security with suits on.
There you go.
Okay, and they're prayer warriors too. Don't get it twisted. My shooters are prayer warriors.
And again, today's International Women's Day, and what does that mean? It's a global celebration of the social, cultural, economic, and political achievements of women. This year's theme is #TimeIsNow. That's for rural and urban activists transforming women's lives, know about the history, all of that. So Time Is Now is the theme for this year.
Okay.
For International Women's Day.
Right. Time is now.
Drop on the Clues bombs for International Women's Day.
All the women around the world.
Hey, word up. I got 2 daughters at the house and a wife.
I got 2 daughters at the house as well.
Should we celebrate today? Should we do something? Am I supposed to bring balloons home or something like that?
Yeah, I brought my daughter to work today.
Let them start celebrating.
Where's she at?
I think she in the back.
You
taking
done
a nap.
lost her? Wow. What a father you are.
I don't know.
She's 16. She ain't gonna do
You
far.
bought her to work just to lose her?
Just to lose her. Hey, she's around here somewhere.
Could have lost her at the house.
Hey, she's around here. All right, well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night and you just want to vent a little bit, or you want to spread some positivity. You can tell them why you're blessed as well. But get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
What's up, man? This is Reckless TV, man. How y'all doing? It's been a while.
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I just want to promote my page, Reckless TV, man. If you're a rapper, a singer, you want an outlet to get your music out, DM me or email me right now at Reckless TV, RECKLEZZ TV, and I'll post your music on Friday.
Let me tell you something.
And,
I respect you because you didn't call up here with no gimmicks.
Nope.
You ain't tried no tricks.
I need to promote.
You got straight to the promo. I respect you.
Hey, man, it's business out here, man. I shout out to y'all, too, because I listened to Gary Vee when y'all got up in here, and he inspired me to do all this.
Gary Vaynerchuk, that's my guy.
Well, that's
Thank you, bro.
nice. That's good to hear.
Hello, who's this?
Destiny from the 843.
Hey, Destiny.
843, what's happening, Destiny?
Get it off your chest, mama.
Nothing much. I am blessed. Today is my 27th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I called you all a few weeks ago because I was blessed and because I had gotten out of a toxic relationship. And I made it out of that, and my life is starting to look up. I finally got a state job, and everything in my life is looking up and up. My kids are healthy. I'm healthy. My mom's healthy. I'm blessed.
Things are looking up for you in South Carolina.
There you go, mama.
And you know, the good thing about getting out of a toxic relationship in South Carolina is you survived, because you know we are the #1 state for deaths at the hands of domestic violence.
Yeah.
Look at how much life gets better once you leave that zero.
Absolutely, mama.
I know, and I'm so glad I didn't listen to Charlamagne and get my family on him.
Get your what?
You told me to get my family on him.
Oh, you still might have to after he hit his phone call.
Oh, stop
Nah,
it.
she's good. She's good.
I'm not worried about that.
All right, baby.
Well, have a good one,
Keep it
mama.
moving.
What's wrong with getting your family to beat somebody up every now and then?
Favored, and she'll
Hello.
be fine.
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
Oh my God, my name's Ariel. I'm from Newark.
Ariel,
Hey,
get it off your
Ariel
chest,
from
mama.
Newark.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys. Oh my God, hi, DJ Envy.
Hello.
Hi, Charlamagne, I love you.
I love you too,
I
baby.
have your book.
Thank
I
you.
have your book. I'm reading it. Yeah, and hi. Oh my God, hi, Angela Yee.
Hi,
Oh my
Ariel.
God. Hi. Okay, so I'm blessed. Yeah. That's why, that's not why I called in this morning, though. I'm in school. I want to ask you guys a question.
Sure.
I only have one spring break out of my 4 years of school, and my friend and I really want to do something special. So we're driving down south. We're going to Nashville, North Carolina, New Orleans, Dallas, Atlanta. We just don't know where to go. We don't have any places to go. But we just wanted to know, if you guys, because, you guys travel a lot, so, we don't, we're thinking, maybe we could ask you guys, some really hot places to, stop by and check out.
Nashville is beautiful. Go to Charlotte, North Carolina. Drive down to Florida. Go to South Beach.
I think she wants places, though.
Oh, you want places? Like what?
Yeah, so we're going to Atlanta. We don't know, any, good places to eat, clubs to hit up. Just, any, quick places you could think of.
You should shout out your social media, and then our people that are in those states can tell you where to go.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how I actually figure out where I should eat. I say, hey, I'm here. What's a good place to eat?
Atlanta club is SL Lounge. Is always a good club. Shout out to Rugs. Now, as far as eating in Atlanta, what would you suggest?
Waffle House.
Waffle House, my goodness.
Ruth Chris.
Those are generic. Those are so generic.
I know.
I mean, you got Gladys Knight Restaurant, right?
2 Chainz has a restaurant. You could try 2 Chainz restaurant, too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But
oh, my God.
And Ludacris has a restaurant in the airport in Atlanta.
Chicken and
Yeah,
beer.
I remember that.
But tell everybody your Instagram or whatever so they can hit you up and tell you where to go.
Okay, I got you. But I just wanted to call.
Well, what's your Twitter or Instagram? We're gonna let people know.
Oh my God. Okay, it's so it's _ not a mermaid. That's it.
Underscore not a mermaid.
mermaid.
All right, please, everybody go hit up _ not a mermaid. She want to know where all the best trap houses at
Oh my
and
goodness. No, don't
down
tell her that.
south. You
No,
know what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
Where can she get the best drugs?
Okay, I found her right here. Okay.
All right, hit her up. Tell her where she could go get something to eat, where she could party, and all that good stuff. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. Say it with your chest. We want to hear from
Hello,
you.
who's this?
Yo, what's going on? Envy, what up? Charlamagne, what up, Yee?
What's
up, brother? What's happening?
Who's this?
It's Lorenzo from Brooklyn.
Lorenzo, get it off your chest, bro.
Hey, man, I just want to start off by saying that I'm blessed. I want to give a shout out to my family as well. Also, you know, I'm trying to give back to my community. I come from Brownsville, section of Brooklyn. And I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about how I could give back to my community. It's getting hot outside. And you know,
no, it's not.
It's cold as hell.
It's gonna get hot real soon. Summertime is coming up.
I pray so.
Yeah, me too, man. I want to give away book bags to the parents, and I want to give away maybe like some basketballs to the kids. You know, something where they could, you know, give something back to them to where they could have something to do for the summertime. How do I go about doing that?
You just do it. I do that every summer. I give away book bags. I got a nonprofit called Third Eye Awareness, but you just got to go out there and do it. I go out there and I buy the book bags myself. I set up a location. I tell everybody where I'm going to be at, and I give out those book bags.
And you can hit up, like, why don't you ask some of your friends or family members to join you?
Word is bond. It ain't hard to get. Listen, when you giving away free stuff, it ain't hard to get people to pull up.
Definitely not hard.
All right, man. So I'll probably pull up to maybe like a Salvation Army or something and stand outside the Salvation Army and
I don't know if that's the best
I don't know if Salvation Army is the right one.
You got social media, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just go get to work and tell everybody where you going to be at, and they going to pull up.
Y'all said that's Salvation Army not the best place?
Nah, schools, community centers. Most people go Salvation Army. They usually go
They're
to shop.
buying things, and it's not necessarily people who need to. They're just like thrift store shopping.
Oh, all right, man. All right, thanks, y'all.
Pull up in the hood. Go to the people. Pull up in the community.
Why don't you go to the neighborhood where you're from and put up some flyers and promote it that way?
I mean, I still live in that neighborhood.
Okay, so
it's
even better.
Be easy for me to do that.
Right, put up some flyers, let everybody know.
It's not the best thing in the world to do, like to stand.
Look, to give away free. Nobody gonna shoot you.
This is what you.
Time out. Whoa. He just said you say you from Brownsville.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, this is what you do.
Yeah, you might want to pick another neighborhood.
Do y'all have a block party? Lorenzo, y'all have a block party?
Nah, not really like that. We have like maybe like, you know, Brownsville Day that happens in like July.
Okay, so now you have plenty of time. So you should get it ready for Brownsville Day. Get it started now. Get it together and do it on Brownsville Day. That's a great story.
Tell everybody you're going to be in front of the Pink House Projects. All right?
That won't work. Hello.
With a trunk full of goodies.
Hello. Hey, who's this?
Hey, man. Look, good job, please. I'm still upset for this Throwback Thursday about Monique coming up there trying to hit you with that TBN voice. And that gray hair, and she had the bun, was all jet black, and she calling Charlamagne Lenard. Y'all just did a great job. She was delusional. Just couldn't still prove that $13 million. I still ain't over it. I wanted to bring it back up for this Throwback Thursday.
It was 2 weeks ago, but all right.
Hey, God bless Monique. I want all Monique supporters to go out there and support her. She's got a show in New York at the Apollo on May 12th. Mm-hmm. It's on Groupon right now. It's not sold out. It's been out, but it's been on sale for a while. It is on Groupon. Go buy tickets. You know what I mean? Support her. Like, stop talking to me about Monique and how much you like Monique if you're not going out there to support her. Support her. Go buy tickets to her show on May 12th, because she wouldn't be in this position that she's in if she had the leverage of her supporters. So go support her.
Oh, wow. It is on.
I don't be making stuff up. I don't know why y'all want to think that I'm just a bad guy who makes things up. But no, yes, it is. So go support her. Put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Yee, we got rumors on the way?
Yeah, so let's talk about a rapper who has been accused of rape. Now he is defending himself. We'll tell you what he has to say with his text messages with the woman.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This rewind.
Asking, could you work with someone who violates your trust? This comes out of the Lakers locker room. Now, I guess a rookie was taping Nick Young, and Nick Young was talking about some of the females he smashed or would have smashed, and then the rookie releases the audio, and it messes up Nick Young's relationship.
How old was you?
I hated being told.
What you like?
I really would make fun of me.
You was 30, she was 19?
Hell
no.
In just a few years,
Come on.
Jenner
She lied.
big name this
What about Amber Rose? You ain't never tried?
Kendall isn't the only model ruling the runway. Gigi.
Could you still work with that individual? Let's start with you, Yee. Could you?
I mean, I've had to do things like that before, so you're not gonna mess up my money just because you can't be trusted, but at least I know how to move around people I don't trust.
What you mean violated your trust? Like this small violate your trust, and then there's major violate your trust.
I mean, that's a major violation, but what are you supposed to do? Fight, get kicked off the team, get suspended, lose your money?
I mean, for me, it wouldn't even be about him getting kicked off the team. I'm going to make sure he gets removed from the team. You know what I'm saying? The young boy has a lesson to learn. You know what I'm saying? And listen, it may be something that he can grow from and learn from, but at the end of the day, personally, I can't trust you. You in here with a camera phone recording me talking, and you want me to be able to just trust you in life? I can't. I personally couldn't do it. And I think that the young boy D'Angelo Russell needed validation. He hasn't really got a lot of playing time this season, so in order to prove to other people he's really a Laker, he wanted to show everybody, look, they do like me. I actually talked to the other Lakers.
See, I'm too petty, man. I can't work with you. If you put me in a position where I know I can't trust you, I don't want to work with you. I don't care about the money. I can't work with somebody I don't trust. I just don't want to, and I wouldn't want to.
And I mean, I guess that, you know, the kid could apologize and say, yo, I was wrong. I made a mistake. But some mistakes are fatal, bro.
But that ain't going to help me at home.
This ain't going to help me at home. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, some mistakes are fatal, yo. I get it. I understand. But take your ass to Boston, all right?
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, this is the Unthinkable.
Hey, what's up, bro? Can you work with somebody who violates your trust?
Nah, I had this guy, like, I'm a truck driver, so we leaving a job. I get pulled over by the cops. As I get my ticket in that thing, like an hour later, next thing I know, my boss calling me, telling me, I heard you got pulled over. And he just gonna call the job and tell him I got pulled over for no reason.
Yeah, that's foul.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Hello, who's this?
DJ Emma the Prince.
What's up, man? Could you work with somebody who violates your trust?
Nah, man, I don't know what that dude was trying to get. I don't know what he's trying to obtain by doing that, but in that type of field, too, you're a team. Like, you need each other. It's not like you work in an office where you're in your own space. Like, you need each other. And what he did was just straight up foul. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And listen, it was one thing if, like, you know, he recorded me peeing or something and was laughing. Bro, you recording me talking about other chicks knowing I got a relationship at home? Nah, bro.
I don't see nothing funny about it.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around what he was trying to gain by doing that. I don't know. Like, I don't get it.
Don't try to get in the mind of these young boys, man. You drive yourself crazy.
You're right, man. He's only 19, like 20 years old. You got a long way to go in the league, too, now. Now your name is, like, your reputation is already, like,
yeah, your name is Pooh in the league.
Yep.
Hello, who's this?
Jonte from Virginia Beach.
Hey, Jonte. Can you still work with someone who violates your trust?
I think you can, but you have to do it on a professional level. Like, I wouldn't be saying nothing to them as far as personal life, but on a professional level, I think you can.
Right.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's one thing to know that you can't trust the person, but when they violate you in this manner, nah, man. And he's a rookie, so they don't really know him anyway.
I mean, I think he's going to get what's coming to him if everybody's isolating him. What do you really have to do?
I mean,
exactly.
What are you really going to do?
I'm going to make sure you get traded to the wackest team in the league.
The 76ers.
The Brooklyn Nets.
76ers.
Or the Sixers. All right. You're leaving pretty LA to go to cold-ass Philly. All right.
Coffee, iHeartRadio, The Breakfast Club.
Are you ready?
You won't want to change that.
Get to the rumors. Let's talk. Too short.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee. Club.
So listen up.
Well, a woman has accused Too Short of rape, and he's responding. We'll tell you what he had to say, but first, here is his explanation.
The most we ever did was foreplay, and I don't know how you're going to take some foreplay incident and turn it into crime or something. So, you know, consent is starting to be a very fine line, and I just feel like there's nothing that I would ever do that's not consensual. I'm pretty sure that these women are telling the God's honest truth, but there's a few out there who probably are trying to do the money grab. So I just feel like if those of you out there are lying, I mean, you're messing up the movement for everybody else.
All right, now the woman's name is Tiana Lewis, and she sued him for allegedly sexually assaulting her multiple times between June and October of 2016. Now, Too Short is saying the whole thing is an extortion attempt, and she had to refile and put on a defamation claim as well. But he does have text messages between them that prove, he says, that she sexually pursued him and that they were dating and that there was no rape. Now, according to the text messages that he has, they say things like she talks about his big penis and the fact that she could see it through his pants. There's one that says, baby, I wish you were here right now. Just talking to you on the phone makes me wet, so on and so forth.
Oh, he's absolutely right. A lot of women are telling the truth. Some women are lying for money, but the ones that are lying for money, they won't mess up the movement because they'll just get
about something that happened to you.
I agree.
The only problem with that whole situation is at least Too Short gets to go to court, and they got due process in court. There is no due process in the court of public opinion.
Right.
So these allegations and accusations ruin some guys.
Right.
All right. Now, Richard Pryor, his son, wouldn't you expect his son to be really, really funny as well?
No,
not necessarily.
It never works that way.
You know.
It never works that way.
If that was the case, Michael Jordan's son would be playing basketball right now in the league.
Absolutely. It never works that way.
Maybe his dad passed down those genes to him.
Very rare you see that with somebody.
Gerald Kelly comes up here, his sons are doing comedy.
They good, but I mean, Gerald ain't even really got the way he need to be yet. But all I'm saying is that when you great, it's very rare that your children are great at what you do too.
Well, his son Mason Pryor was at the Apollo, and he was very nervous at first. Here he is.
Man, I'm nervous. I can literally hear my dad up in heaven right now, like, boy, you better not mess this up.
He got a real bullable voice. Like, you can tell by his voice.
Oh, it's not a bullable.
And then it goes left.
Oh, boy.
Everybody here in America knows the code. If you get caught cheating, you gotta cut your side thing loose. Donald Trump's still on the phone at the White House talking to Russia. Hello? Hey, no, I want to talk to my man right now. You go get my Putin. Is that you, my Putin? I love you so much. I love the way your name comes off my lips. Have some respect.
Hey, don't you mean have some respect? I love it. Drop one of the clues bombs for the Apollo.
I'm hurting.
He looked like his daddy.
That's going to be on tonight, guys, on Fox if you want to watch.
Oh, that's on TV?
Yes.
Oh, first of all, nothing I love to see more than seeing a comedian on stage bombing. God bless the Apollo for always being the Apollo. You got to earn your keep. I don't care who your daddy is. If you're not funny, you're going to get these boos. You're not going to get better if people lying to you, giving you pity applause. Get these boos.
He got to stay with it, though. Every comedian gets booed. He got to stay with it.
He killed. By the way, he probably killed himself by saying, "I'm Richard Pryor's son." Because now you set a bar. You set
and
an
then when you say,
expectation.
"Have some respect."
Yeah, I got respect. I got respect enough for your daddy to get your ass off this stage because you're ruining his legacy.
All right, guys, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
When you start getting booed, you say everything. What's your man say at the Garden that time?
Damian
Lemon. God, Damian Lemon.
Yeah, what'd he say?
He said, "Listen, man, this is East End. My grandma's sitting right there. My grandma came to this show."
Hey, what did they do?
Boo!
Doesn't matter. All right. Thank you, Yee, for those rumor reports. Now,
my guy, Damian Lemon.
Up next, You God from the Wu-Tang Clan will be joining us, so we'll kick it with You God when we come back. He has a new book. It's called
Raw.
When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Come on. Y'all, The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. You God.
You God.
Peace. Let's talk about some of this book. Me and You God go back. We were in acting class together when I was gearing up for my huge debut with Bokeem Woodbine, if you haven't seen it.
Who else was in this acting class?
It was You God was in the class. Jim Jones was in a couple of classes. Jalisa was in the class. Who else was in that class? Terrence J was in a couple of classes with us. Whatever happened with that? I'm just curious.
I just wanted my little so many things that people don't know about me. You know, I still got that in my monologues and all that stuff on the side. You know, I got little things I bring out if I have to.
Now let's talk about this book.
We learned a lot about You God from reading this book.
Oh, man. Did you ever think you'd be the first person to write a book from Wu-Tang?
I
mean, they had the Wu manual, but...
I'm not the first, but, you know, my biography, because I've been working on this for like 2.5 years. I was like deep in just writing, putting together, and going out and getting people to ask me questions and reflecting it back and just memories and thoughts and all that. You know, it took me like 2.5 years.
Let's take it back to the beginning when you started, before you got into the group Wu-Tang, and you were a kid from Brooklyn. What got you into rap? Because I was reading something where they said that you used to get bullied all the time. They used to get wedgied and picked on, punched in the face.
The Avenue crew. Back then, you know, when we was growing up, we had older people that used to terrorize the little youngsters.
Right.
You know, whether for our little monies, whatever, and, you know, whatever. So we had that. But music got into me when I was like, my uncle used to go to Harlem World. You know, he used to come back with these tapes, you know, Kumo D, the battles and all that stuff. So that was like my first little inclination of that. Then my mother's boyfriend, he brought me a Curtis Blow tape. You know, that was back in those days too, when Curtis Blow was big, and that was like the first gold record and all that. Then, you know, slowly but surely it just started getting kind of big on, you know, in our little area, in the black community. I'm really heavily influenced by Kane, you know, Rakim.
Right.
You know, Biz, and that's the stuff we grew up on, going to Union Square and all that stuff back in those days, you know, Red Parrot and all that.
One thing I found interesting about the book is, like, y'all kind of had gang culture, but it wasn't like what, you know, Bloods, Crips, but it was cliques.
Yeah, we was very, very cliquey growing up. It was like during the height of the crack era, it was buildings against buildings. You know what I'm saying? You had 260, you had 160, you know, and you had 35, the Trey Pound building, you had 55. Those are all separate little entities that, you know, everybody had their little zone. And then when they got slow, they wanted to come to war against us down there because we was getting all the money. You know, it was just internal, you know, project beat.
But you were pretty good flowing through all the different neighborhoods.
That's because of my, you know, my brother's father was from Stapleton. And his family was a big family down in Stapleton. So I was able to go down to Stapleton. They didn't want to mess with the Best brothers because they was maniacs. They was terrorizers down there. So I was able to go down there. So I was able to meet up with Ghosts and, you know, RZA, Dorian, and Big Den, all them crazy little juveniles, whatever. And then when I went to high school, I got more in tune with the West and New Brighton and all the other stuff, you know, other people out there in them areas. So it made me able to octopus my arms all out there, you know, in places where people couldn't go. So I was basically known on Staten Island, you know, more than a lot of brothers was.
And you saw your first death when you was 5.
Yeah, that was a crazy situation because it was, you know how it is in summertime, windows is open, and it's, you see in Park Hill, you got this one strip that goes right down the middle. And that's where everybody used to come out. You know, when things used to happen, you should just, everybody in the whole building used to just come out and see, like it was like an event.
Right.
And that was my first like event, seeing, you know, ladies just jump to her demise, you know.
A lady killed her. She committed suicide.
Yeah, she jumped off the roof.
You don't want to give too much away from the book.
Well, you said it, so I was curious.
I didn't say what happened.
Yeah, it was crazy growing up in them days, man.
How did the Wu-Tang form?
Well, that's a crazy situation because we always was together in some form of fashion.
Right.
You know, when Genius and RZA come to the Hill, they come to the U building. And they come on 16. When in front of the U building be me, Meth, you know, Dak, Kappa used to live in the building, so that was our little building. And Ray used to live the building across, right next to it. But he had his gate, you know, him and Power had their gate in the 225. So Ray had to go, when he was hustling, he had to go all the way around, drop his little bombs off and come all the way back, whatever he was doing, you know what I'm saying? So, but when they used to come to the Hill, we used to drop everything and go in the back, drink Valentine Ale with me, Dirty, Genius, and RZA. We just go in the back and just start versing and just chilling, and you know, it was you know, that was our brothers back then.
You and Meth really had a very special relationship, and you focus on that a lot. What I did like was you talk about being a team player in the book, and that's important for a lot of people, I think, in life in general, because you knew, okay, Meth is not going to be doing this street stuff. He has all this talent, and he's working really hard for it. So I'm gonna make sure he's good, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because you felt like I have to take care of my brother.
Him and Dirty were like out of here mentally when it comes to writing rhymes and raps and all that. So I had to protect him because he was just that dude. And I always tell him like, yo, dog, you got something. Especially when he had an old lady, they used to scream out the window to him. This is a straight up story. He'll tell you the same thing. This old lady, you know, she was an alcoholic, whatever, but she was a good woman. And she used to be out the window like, sing for me, singer. Just sing for me. And she used to be telling that to Meth. She said, you gonna be a star. I used to be laughing at him like, yo, dog. She used to be, but every time we used to be on the block, she would open her window, sing for me, singer. And then Meth started beating on his chest, you know, doing his little routine and stuff like that. And they used to make her day, you know, and she was right.
How'd y'all initially get so close before you knew that, like, he had talent like that?
Well, me and Meth, I remember my first, like, running into Meth was in junior high school, 49. That's just when New Edition was hot. And everybody was doing the Candy Girl. Candy Girl.
Right.
And Meth had a Gumby. You know, not a Gumby, he had the Shag.
The Shag.
And he was ill with the steps. He used to know all the steps of that. And so I was like, you know, he was just an upbeat dude. Meth was never a downbeat dude. He was always upbeat. And that attracted me because I used to like upbeat dudes. Cause, you know, being around all these little, that wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? I like dudes with mind and, you know, and just spirit. You know? And he had a good spirit.
But you didn't totally keep Meth out the street, though. He eventually got into the game a little bit.
No, Meth he was hard for a minute. But it got to a point where he was getting too close to getting locked up. So I was like, yo, nah, we can't do this. Because before he became a street dude, Meth he wasn't really street. He was still going to work at the statue. He was doing his thing. But then after he lost his job, I grabbed him up because his mom's kicked him out the crib and he ain't had nowhere to go. So I was like, yo, come with me. And then we just started running around the streets, Batman and Robin. And at first he had to get his bones up. He was getting in fights. He was carrying ratchets. He was running around. He ain't had no clientele.
Getting high.
Yeah, he was getting high. His fiends wouldn't talk to him. He couldn't get no sales. But give him about 2-3 weeks, he was running the whole block. Wow. He was shutting the whole block down. Dudes was mad at him. He was trying to blow guns at him because he was getting all the money now. I could definitely say he came in and earned his stripes in there.
So what made y'all give that up since y'all were doing so well at the time?
Now,
crack was so big.
It sound like we was doing well.
Well, crack was big.
What made y'all stop selling crack?
No.
Crack was in jail too many times.
Nah, because it was
because you don't hear a story where people give that up when they give up making money.
Nah, B, it was hell. It took a lot.
It kind of took RZA, you said, actually.
Yeah, but he grabbed meth. He had meth over in the stranglehold.
But even with you, because you kept getting in and out of jail, you were like, look, if you want to do this for real, you got to give that up.
Yeah, he sat me down. I can't even front. He was like a mentor to me with that. You know what I mean? He was just basically told me now, like, yo, G, what you doing? You wild on the out, dog. Every time you come home, you going back in the can. I wasn't even home for like 2 weeks. I was going back up for 6 months. I was like, yo, man, I got tired the last time around. And he just told me, like, yo, just give me a year of your life. If it don't turn out, you can go back doing what you want to do.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm done.
That was one of the reasons you weren't on a lot of Wu projects early. And that stuff we used to wonder, like, damn, why you guys ain't on this like that?
Plus, I lost my rhythm too, and my focus wasn't there. You know, I wasn't really focused like that. And I didn't get a chance to really get focused until we got out the streets, started doing promotional tour, and then we left that life alone completely. And then next thing you know, it just hit me like, okay, now I can focus on just this now. You know what I mean, I had to worry about ducking from the pole 9 or, you know, dealing with all the weird elements that come along with the situation I was in. And that was that.
All right, we have more with You God up from the Wu-Tang Clan. You God is in the building. Yeah.
Yui, what made you decide it was time to write a book? Like, what sparked that in you?
I was sitting one day, I was telling all these stories, you know, drunk, high, and telling people these stories. They was like, oh, they was dying. They was laughing. Some dudes was like, yo, crying. I was like, yo, I was getting mad. Bones on it. I said, dog, how you gonna take some from somebody you don't even know with some skull and crossbones? You must be crazy. So, you know, he was like, whatever. So he takes it, and I leave him because I had to go uptown. And I come back, he in the bushes.
In the bushes?
Stuck in the bushes.
For hours.
Now, mind you, I've been gone for like 3-4 hours. And I come back, he in the same spot where I left him. So when I grabbed him, I pulled him out of the bush. I said, yo, what you doing? He took off the block.
Started running.
Took off, running. Ran around the corner to get some orange juice, some OJ, whatever he went to go get. So when I got to him, I said, what's wrong with you? He said, you was right. I should have never took that. I should have never took that stuff. I was like, yo, dog, you crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but these drugs, that's crazy. We know people that have taken things and have never been the same afterward. Like, you can't just take something you don't know what it is, because we know people personally who took this and that person has never recovered, never been the same person, never came back to who they were.
Yeah, his cheese slipped off his crack. I know people like that too, but for some apparent reason, it didn't happen to certain people. You know?
Right.
Some people were just like, you know, into that stuff. I don't know. I wasn't into it. I never took acid till later on. He got me to take another one.
After that happened, he got you to take it?
Yeah, like years later down the line. He caught me.
After you saw what happened to him?
Why? He caught me in Miami. He don't even want to get coached. He only want to get sucker me and stuff like that anyway. He be like, yo, George, come on, man. Come on, try this. Man. You got to try this. So he'll just hit me. I took a little piece, put it on my tongue. That ain't nothing. Next thing you know, I'm ripping up the bathroom. Onyx was there. I done spazzed on them. I went all crazy.
Like tearing up houses, man. It's another story you tell in the book about ghosts tearing up Brett Ratner's house.
Oh, man. That was a terrible situation. He feels bad. I know he felt bad about it. But he was toe up that night. He was toe bad. I mean, like, we must have hit like a gallon of rum for Dolo. I must have had about 4 blunts to the head. And we was like, we was just you know.
And they're beefing with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, but he got out of pocket.
What'd he do?
What happened was Tip was there.
Q-Tip.
He was there, and I guess he might have felt that we wasn't giving him. We didn't really know him like that. You know how it is. We from the hood, so we converse with just a little bit right here.
Right.
And he was on the outskirts. And he was like, on the outside, and I don't think, you know, Tip ain't even introduce him and pull him in and say, yo, this is Bozzy, boom, boom, boom. So we was just giving him love. And he just said something out of his pocket. I was like, huh? What you say? I said, yo, listen, I don't care if you in the movies, bruh. And then, you know, it just got out of, you know, got raised for a minute, then it calmed down for a minute. But I just looked at him differently. I was like, oh, you know what? But then when I thought about it later, I said, you know what? He might have just wanted to be in the circle. That's all, you know.
And how ironic, he almost bought that Wu-Tang album that Martin Shkreli ended up buying. He was originally supposed to purchase that.
Yeah, you know, later on he came back to the studio, but I missed him that day, and you know, Meth, he came with meth, and you know he got a pass. You know, he's all good.
Do you watch his movies now?
Oh, I've been watching. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's certain points where it seems like you feel like your brothers kind of left you out there hanging by yourself, except for meth. Like in certain situations, you feel like they could have stepped it up some more.
Well, you know what? Everybody handles tragedy a different way, and as I got older, I had to understand that. You know, and like I didn't know nothing about therapy.
Right.
You know, as in the black community, we don't know nothing about therapy at all. You know, we self-medicate, we smoke, you know, to get rid of certain situations. So when my son got shot by stray bullets in the jacks, he was, you know, he's family, so he don't even count. But certain other brothers, you know, didn't really understand what I was going through, and I don't think they probably was going through any tragedy in their life yet to understand about tragedy, and that's basically what happened.
Now your son got shot, and what happened in that case? I know it was a stray bullet. He lost a liver, I believe.
He lost a kidney. Dislocated 2 fingers.
Damn.
He died twice and came back.
Now what happened in that situation? Was he just out playing and minding, and just a shooting happened, or
what happened? His my so-called babysitter at the time, because I was my homegirl, one of my ex-workers. Her name was Shishi, and she wasn't. That's when I stopped. So she was just babysitting my son, and her thing was she should like to bring my son around in the projects, you know, and just have him out there and, you know, take him for a walk. So she was walking through Stapleton, and at the time these fools was going to war with each other, and you know, she didn't know, you know what I mean. And what happened? This is what I was told. What happened? Shots rang out. Dude picked up my son and used him as a shield.
A dude picked him up and used your son as a shield.
Yeah, and you know, he was on some sucker, whatever, and that's what happened.
Didn't that get you back in the game?
Man, I was tore up for a while.
Because that's the hardest part. Because you know what you want to do, but you know what's best for you and your family.
And you could have got the dude who used your son as a shield.
I'm not even gonna say nothing about that, Black, because he's put like this. They got a little. I drank some blood. Blood was tasted. But anyway, other than that, you know, it just was a situation where it's, you know, it just, you know, I'm still to this day, dude's still on some like scared, you know, paranoid, and he should be.
Absolutely.
And you actually did go to therapy, which you brought up just now, because you had a breakdown of sorts, because you never address. Sometimes people don't address the things in their life that have affected them so much, you don't even realize that's what's making you behave a certain way.
One thing I talked about in this book is mental situations, whereas if you have a whole lot of stress and you don't have an outlet or something to talk about, your body will shift and you will go one way and your brain will go another, and you won't even know what happened. They call that a mental breakdown. And that's what I found out what happened with me. You know, after I was talking to the therapist, and he was like, "Man, boy, you've been holding on to a lot of stuff. Jesus Christ, no wonder why you was in certain situations what happened to you." So I was like, okay. So when I got it off my chest, I started understanding more about, you know, the mental situation of, you know, I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, you know, from all the drama and all that stuff.
How often do you go?
Well, I stopped going, and I just started, you know, once I came to a clear understanding of certain situation, you know, because dude was giving me for $200 a session.
Mine's $150.
What made
I go
you
every Friday at 3 o'clock.
Oh, you still going?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he just started. What made you go? Because, you know, back then you weren't going to therapist. You weren't taking your kids to therapists. You weren't doing nothing.
I didn't know, E. I didn't know there was a person that you can go and talk to and talk about, you know, psychology stuff. I didn't know about that. That was like, it's like, you know, it's amazing to me. I was like, for real? You mean I could sit here and tell you my problems and you're going to analyze me and find out what my flaws is and what diagnose my situation? So, all right, let me give you a shot.
All right, we got more with you, God, when we come back. Let's get into a Wu-Tang mini mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. A Wu-Tang mini mix. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. You God's in the building. Charlamagne?
One thing in the book that hurt my heart was the fact that y'all aren't allowed to use the Wu-Tang logo.
Yeah, that is a situation we're going through right now. And
you just have to pay to use it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's one of our situations that we, you know, as a business, we didn't realize how business situation we was in and how really, you know, how it really played out. Man. So, you know, I can't say we never gonna be able to use it, but as of right now, that we just found out some things that we know that kind of broke our heart.
Yeah, but the 9 members of the original 9 of the Wu-Tang should be allowed to use it with no questions asked, because y'all all built that W. at the end of the day?
Well, I would love for you to be in my around a fly on the wall just to say that. You know, I'm glad you even broadcasting that, put that in the air like that. Thank you very much.
I mean, not even just that, but even with Wu Wear, who.
No, Power got his own thing. You know,
Right.
I don't mess with Pete because Pete.
Everybody did too.
No, I can't say that. No, Power. When I got counted out for the count, he came in and rescued.
Okay, because I thought in the book you said everybody put up like 40,000.
No, that was for Wu Wear.
Yes, I said Wu Wear.
Oh yeah, that was for Wu Wear. That was our first like rock tour. We went on Rage Against the Machine. We put up money to get him started. But before that, he was already running.
Mhm.
Power took a little bit of money that he had, and he made it big off what he had. But we just added more to his capital so he could have an office and stuff like that, and make it more corporate, I guess.
What's your relationship with RZA now? Because in the book, I kind of made the scrunch face, like, damn, RZA, you doing your people like that?
I'm at the level of my life where I'm not disgruntled about nothing no more. I'm just more or less understanding this is business, and that's what it is. I'm not that same dude I once was, man. I'm not hot-headed. I don't have the anger problems I had no more. I just on some smooth, go lucky, just trying to grow graceful stuff.
But y'all have a brotherhood though, and like Wu-Tang had principles and integrity and morals and values that helped raise us. So how are y'all not doing that amongst each other?
And when I'm saying this right now, makes you should have an understanding of where I'm at, where we at as brotherhood.
Right.
Got some things you got to just let go and just figure out. Just figure it out, and don't let money, mess up certain situations. Don't let certain
Don't
things.
let cash rule everything around you.
You can't. Cash rules, the outside world, the physical and its material things that we need. And when money gives you, makes things easy, but it doesn't make you love. It doesn't give you love.
Right.
It doesn't give you happiness. You know what I mean? Only the people that you have around you do.
But if I got a bowl of soup, my brother got half that bowl.
Yeah.
Like that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's like that. It's still
Okay.
like that. I'm pretty sure if I need something, I go see RZA. You gonna be like, yo, yeah, boom. I just ain't never had to ask him for nothing.
Got you.
I'm one of those brothers. I was always self-reliant, so I just kept how I was rocking.
You also a real driving force of the clan. You talk about meth, but you pushed Raekwon as well.
Oh yeah, Ray was my brother, man. Me and Ray did a lot. That was my party. That was my party dude. Me and him stayed in the square. We stayed partying, Latin quarters. It was time to go out. Me and Ray was always together. You know what I mean? Between me, Ray, and John Mel, those two. You don't know John Mel, but he was like our go-to guy to go out, and that was that.
You seem like y'all had like a competitive sibling rivalry. You and Ray. You even talk about he smashed one of his chicks, and
well, he was that was on some woo. And broads is broads, man.
Word.
He's a smash my too, man. Pardon me. He smash my poo too.
Yeah.
He ain't no little. I ain't. It's just what it was, man.
How do you feel about Martin Shkreli being ordered to turn over the $2 million Wu-Tang album?
I don't even know this dude. He look like a worm to me. I don't know this dude. I'm like, when I seen his face, I'm like, huh? How did you get my gangster? How did my gangster get in your hands like that?
Are you guys in the middle of a lawsuit over that particular album now? I'm
not in a lawsuit. I'm more or less right now. I'm in a forensic audit.
Okay.
Trying to find out what's going on.
What you're supposed to have financially.
Basically.
Oh, because you never got broken off from that sale.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
Gotcha.
You can't know. It ain't like the streets. I run up on them. Yo, give me my money. Nah, it ain't like that. I gotta get lawyers. Yo, call his peoples up. Injunctions. Get them, and they got him in the Cobra clutch.
Did you know y'all was gonna do that with the album, or you knew?
Nah, we didn't even know. We didn't even know that was gonna happen.
You said they came and got separate verses.
Yeah, this dude Silver Rings, who was real close to the group at one time. It's RZA's little minion, whatever you want to call him. And he just said got verses from here, and he put it together. And I mean, if you do it like that, it came out kind of chunky. And I'm on a song with Cher. I didn't even know.
Really?
Yeah, me, Redman. Was on the song with Cher.
On the album?
Yeah.
Did you hear it or?
Nah, I heard the before it went out. After it was all the verses together, I heard it one time. After that, it was a wrap. I ain't see it. I ain't hear it no more.
Wow.
Man, I love reading this book. A lot of the scenes and stories that you told play out like a movie.
Very vivid.
Yeah.
You missed out on Kim K. Very vivid.
Yeah, it was young. It was young.
You almost had Kim K?
Youngster, man. House of Blues.
Now we don't know if he really he just got her number.
I ain't gonna give Deck did some sucker. He's scared of. He's scared of.
What Deck do?
Back then we was kind of grimy. Get on the phone, somebody calling. You gonna come over, give me some? You don't even know who he is. Like, I ain't going with them crazies.
Oh, yeah. And the whole, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have nothing.
Yeah, but Deck was, you know, Deck was crazy, man. He was crazy back then. You know, he's a block dude, so, you know.
But even just hearing how Cream took off for you guys, basically the performance and the money falling from the ceiling, and then you said the song went gold within hours of you guys performing Cream.
Yeah, and prior to that, we was on the beach worried about if we was going to make it or not. You know what I mean? And then we already had all the videos in the can, so when, you know, we dropped Cream on Arsenio Hall, the next day we got the record reports. We was like, what? Just went, because we was already like 100 going.
That's amazing how an appearance on Arsenio Hall affected.
That was the platform back then, though.
That's why to this day, if he ever need anything, I tell you, just hit me, DM me, get in contact with me, bruh. You get anything, man. You get, you know, from any brother, man, from any one of our brothers.
Is that the reason you named the book Raw? Because that's kind of like the first word that set it off for you on Mystery of Chess Boxing?
Yeah, that, and my life has just been straight from Bolivia, baby. It's uncut. You can't sniff this without some cut on it.
I remember the first Wu-Tang album, they described you as a psychopathic thinker. But after reading the book, I'm not sure if that's an accurate description.
Hold up. You know that torture? I invented the torture.
Really?
I was the one that invented torture. We used to play out on the block because we ain't had nothing else better to do. And we sitting there waiting for customers, and we used to just think of crazy stuff to say, the things we going to do to each other.
Wow.
And that's how torture came about.
What a fun game.
Amazing game.
We used to use it, right? I used to use it up
here.
here.
We used to do it on the radio.
Just think of all the crazy things. I will slice your cheeks and pour Crisco in your mouth. You know, Crisco in your mouth. I'll fry your feet in sirloin grease. You know, we just saying some funny stuff. Whoever could think of the most craziest, weirdest thing to do. No, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's why he called me a psychopathic thinker, because I came up with crazy.
Okay. Because it always seemed like you, in the book, when I read the books, like you always seemed like you understood what you was doing was wrong. You was very self-aware, and you understood how to make things better.
Yes, always. But I don't get it twisted. I'm a funny dude. You're a funny dude. You should be a comedian. I don't know why you don't be a comedian. But
because then I won't be funny no more. You know what I'm saying? When people, with the expectation of being funny.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. They pressurized my cabin like that too. As soon as you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. I'm like, can't even get it up. I'm like, dang, man, y'all may be bad right now, you know?
Do you feel like you've gotten everything you deserve out of the game?
Man, I've been in the game for a long time. I'm living, I'm breathing. I ain't in a coffin. I ain't in jail. My baby just went to college. Damn right, bro.
Word.
Word. Make sure you pick up the book right now, and we appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah, Venom in stores too, March 30th. My people
gotta do that together.
Right. You gotta put that together.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's cross-collateralized the deeds.
All right. It's You God. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
That French still go hard out here in these streets. I like that's adult contemporary hip hop like that. I like that.
Adult contemporary?
It's adult contemporary hip hop. I mean, adult contemporary hip hop is usually made by older artists, but that's got an adult contemporary sound. I don't feel crazy two-step into that one.
Okay, old man. All right, well, let's get to the rooms. Let's talk Kevin Love.
It's about time.
What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, just last month, DeMar DeRozan from the Raptors talked about his lifelong battle with depression, and that did inspire Kevin Love to talk about his own mental health struggles. Now, this is from Players Tribune. Here's what Kevin Love had to say about realizing that he had some issues.
I remember when I was 2 or 3 years in the league, I never heard of a pro athlete talking about mental health, and I didn't want to be the only one. But it's kind of strange when you think about it. In the NBA, you have trained professionals to fine-tune your life in so many areas. But none of those people could help me in the way I needed when I was lying on the floor struggling to breathe. I'm just starting to do the hard work of getting to know myself. For 29 years, I've avoided that. So I did one seemingly little thing that turned out to be a big thing. The Cavs helped me find a therapist.
Drop on the clues bombs for Kevin Love, damn it. Hey, man, them panic attacks and anxiety attacks is real. I go to therapy every Friday at 3 o'clock, baby.
So he said on November 5th, right after halftime against the Hawks, that's when he had a panic attack. He said he knew something was wrong almost right after tip-off. I was winded within the first few possessions. That was strange. And my game was just off. I played 15 minutes of the first half and made 1 basket and 2 free throws. So he said he felt his heart racing faster than usual. Then he was having trouble catching his breath.
I know the
He
feeling.
said everything was spinning. My brain was trying to climb out of my head. The air felt thick and heavy. My mouth was like chalk. And that's when he said that he just literally, physically just couldn't re-enter the game after they were in a huddle. So that's when he went back to the locker room and he was just lying on his back on the floor trying to get enough air to breathe.
If you've ever had a panic attack or anxiety attack, you know exactly what Kevin Love is talking about. It's funny, I've been suffering from those for years but never knew what it was until recently. And I go to therapy every Friday at 3 o'clock, baby.
And
so why do you get there? What causes you to get to that?
All
that
kind of
place?
stuff. I got so many irrational fears. Like I think, parental paranoia, probably PTSD.
Not Bigfoot anymore, right?
I've never been afraid of Bigfoot. I'm never afraid of things that I think I'm supposed to be afraid of. Like, I'll go Sasquatch hunting right now. It'd be like irrational fear.
All right, well, he goes on to talk about going to see a therapist, and he said telling a stranger about his grandmother who had passed away and he didn't get to see her as much as he'd like to in the last few years. He said that's what actually made him realize how much pain it still was causing him because he didn't even know. He said, I realized that what hurt most was not being able to say a proper goodbye, and he had buried those emotions since her passing and said to myself, I have to focus on basketball. I'll deal with it later. Be a man.
I love my therapist. My therapist be like, this is confidential between us, but I'll be like, shh, I know these stories fire. I know you going home talking about me.
He ended this all by saying that he wants to remind himself these days, everyone is going through something that we can't see. And he said, I want to write that again. Everyone is going through something that we can't see.
Go to therapy, man. We love to work out and stuff and keep our body right. You got to keep your brain right, too. Every Friday at 3 o'clock, I'm in there. I'm looking forward to my appointment this week, goddammit.
All right, Serena Williams. She is returning to tennis. It's actually going down today. She posted, it's official. My comeback is here. I'll start playing tennis again professionally for the first time since giving birth to my daughter. This whole month, I am playing tournaments in California and Florida, both my home states. Thursday, the day I play my very first match marks International Women's Day. That's today. My comeback could not have come on a better day, and I decided I wanted to do something different. So she said, I created my Serena gold-toned S pin, which when I'm playing, you can wear it and show support not only for me, but also for my charity, which supports the Yatunde Price Resource Center. So, Yatunde Price Resource Center.
Drop on the
So when
bumps.
you see that, you know what it is.
Serena Williams, that icon, she is.
All right, DJ Khaled, he has an open letter to his son, and he posted a video montage of home footage to go along with it. Here is DJ Khaled, and the name of his new album is Father of Assad, and he talks about why.
Love turns bad to good, dark to light, losing to winning. Love can change everything. It's changed me, and I tell you how. We're all grateful for those who came before us. You know that I am.
Yes, little boy.
I got everything from my mother and father. My family taught me how to tell right from wrong. My family taught me how to be self-made. My family taught me how to hustle. Well, now I'm grateful for the ones who's coming after me. My son, Assad.
All right, then
What's
he
up
goes.
with Khaled, man?
What?
That sounds like a living will or something. Like, what are you doing? Like,
He's just dedicating the album to his son. And
that's what. Okay,
that's the intro to the
Nice.
album.
You ain't explaining that. I was like,
yeah, you just said open letter.
No, he's talking about it is an open letter, and he also has a montage that goes with the open letter. There's some video footage. That's what I said.
But it's also the intro to the album, though, right?
I don't know if this is an intro to the album.
Khaled sounded like he was leaving, like he about to pull a wrinkle in time and just disappear in the universe and have Assad come look for him.
All right, here's some more of Khaled talking about his title of what he is and that means the most to him.
My whole life I thought our parents give us our names. Mine called me Khaled. But here's a major key. Our children give us the ultimate name, the greatest title, the highest honor. My son has given me my new name, Father of Assad. And today, that's what I'm naming my new album.
And so there you have it. That's him talking about why he named the album that and dedicating everything to his son and talking about how important it is to him.
Well, congratulations, Khaled. Drop on the clue bomb for Khaled.
It's a movie.
All right. God bless Khaled. It's a little too deep for me right there this morning.
It ain't that deep.
I don't know if I like woke Khaled. I don't think I like woke Khaled.
He's excited to be a dad for the first
listen,
time.
man, I love it. Fatherhood is a beautiful
I think
thing.
it's really cute and
All right.
sweet. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Who you give me that donkey to?
I was contemplating whether I even wanted to do this the past couple of days, but my spirit was moved this morning to do it. So it's just a rapper named Little Xan, I think his name is. He needs to come to the front of the congregation. I'd like to have a word with the young man.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You are a donkey.
It's
time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day, huh? I'm gonna fatten all that shit around your eye.
They want this man to throw them blows, man. They waiting for Charlemagne to tap these gloves. Let's go.
They had to make a judgment of who was going to be on the Donkey of the Day. They chose you.
Yes. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Yes, Donkey today for Thursday, March 8th goes to a young 21-year-old rapper from Redlands, California named Lil Xan. I'm looking at his Wikipedia because I know nothing about this young man, and his Wikipedia said he is an American rapper of Mexican descent, and his stage name is derived from the name of the prescription drug Xanax. I don't do Xanax on no level. I suffer from anxiety, and I don't do Xanax. I don't want medication to deal with my anxiety. I would rather go to therapy every Friday, 3 o'clock, baby. No knock to anyone who is on Xanax for anxiety reasons. Salute to y'all, but that's not my thing. Now, I highly doubt Lil Xan is on Xanax for anxiety reasons. I'm sure he's using them for recreational reasons, but I think I remember seeing something once where he said he wasn't using Xanax anymore. I don't know how true that is. Naming yourself Little Xanax is a hell of a commitment to that drug. All right, so if you are done with Xanax, you need to change your name. But let's get back to the matter at hand. Now, listen, I don't judge these young rappers. I honestly don't care what they are doing. I just really don't. And I'm not one of those guys who acts like my generation is any better than this generation, because in my era, we was celebrating the drug culture in the form of hustling. We had music that normalized crime and violence. We had music that objectified and degraded women. I'm not one of those your sin is greater than mine type of guys. I'm simply an energy person. And there's some young rappers I vibe with, some I don't. Period. And it's not about content either. You know, your Uncle Charlotte says in life, you have to have the perfect balance of ratchetness and righteousness. So, you know, it's just energy. You know, it's just a vibe. You know, if I like the energy of it and the vibe of it and the sound of it, I rock to it. I like everything from Vic Mensa to 21 Savage, Vince Staples to Kodak Black. I like Rhapsody to Migos, Tank, Big Sean, Kendrick, Partisan Fontaine. There's plenty of young rappers I like out here. In fact, it's way too many to name right now. But guys like Lil Xan, they just not one of them. Now, music is subjective. So if you like Lil Xan, good for you. Me personally, I don't give a damn about Lil Xan's music. I can't tell you if it's trash or not because I never bothered to listen. You ever listen, Envy?
No.
You ever listen, Yee?
No, I haven't heard it.
All right, so I'm going to just take a wild shot in the dark and say it's trash. But that's not even an accurate assessment because I don't listen to his music. But his music is not why he's getting donkey today, so that doesn't matter. The reason he's getting donkey today is because Lil Xan said Tupac Shakur's music is boring. Now, let me put this in context, okay? Lil Xan was on Revolt TV. Drop on the clues bombs for Revolt TV. And they were doing something called a clout rating. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Lil Xan had to give rankings on the clout of certain rappers, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, he had to rank the clout of Tupac. This is what Lil Xan ranked Tupac and said about his music.
Dude, it's boring music.
Play that. Let me say that again. Lil Xan had to give rankings on the clout of certain rappers on a scale of 1 to 10. He had to rank the clout of Tupac. This is what Lil Xan ranked Tupac and said about his music.
Dude, it's boring music.
Maybe he never heard him.
He gave him a 2. And he said his music was boring.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Drop on the clues bombs for Revolt again. Oh, you got him. Oh, you got the little guy. Whoever did that interview, you got him. You put him in a corner, all right? Lil Xan gave Tupac a 2 on the clout ranking. I wonder if these kids know what the definition of clout is. I would think so, right? Since they're using the word so much, right? The definition of clout is influence or power. Without question, Tupac Shakur is top 3, if not the #1 most influential rapper of all time. And it's not even close. If you ask me who the most influential rappers of all time are, just influence, I'm going to say Tupac. I'm going to say Kanye West. I'm going to say Jay-Z. That's my opinion. Just my opinion. But regardless of if you agree with me or not, you have to know that Tupac has more clout than any rapper dead or alive. Okay, Lil Xan, Tupac has been dead longer than you've been alive. You are 21. He's been dead for 22 years. And for the past 22 years, Pac in death is more famous, more influential, and more powerful than you are right now, alive. Think about this, Lil Xan. You are being asked about a rapper that's been dead for 22 years. They ask you to rank the clout of a rapper that's been dead for 22 years, and you have the nerve to give him a 2? Lil Xan, ask yourself this. Would they be asking another rapper about you 22 years from now? Probably not. You probably won't even be remembered unless, of course, you die from a Xanax overdose, God forbid, and then you become a cautionary tale. But I promise you, if that was to happen to you right now, you, Little Xanax, you would trend on Twitter for a day, your family would care, and hip-hop would move on. Now, if you think Tupac's music is boring, I'm not mad at that. Music is subjective.
I ain't mad at you.
You just snorted, man.
Help it.
Come on, man.
You just had to get that one off. Right? But listen, we can't allow these youngins, all right, to rewrite the narrative of icons in our culture. I personally have never heard anyone say Tupac's music is boring. I wasn't the biggest Tupac fan until after he died, but that's because I was a Mobb Deep Biggie kind of guy. So when Pac started coming at them, I chose sides. But I listen to a lot of Pac now. You know why? Because a lot of things he was saying when he was your age, Lil Xan, are still relevant to this day. Lil Xan, will the music you are making now matter tomorrow? Will it matter the day after? Will it matter next week? Probably not. Now, I could be wrong about you, okay? I could be wrong about all of this. You may be the next great rap icon. I highly doubt it, but in the process of you trying to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve, how about show some respect for the pioneers of the culture that made it possible for you to be trash? Seriously, a guy like Tupac died for your rap sins. Okay, I'm serious. I look at Pac and Big's death as the ultimate hip-hop sacrifice. You know how people say if Pac and Big hadn't have died, the game would have been different? I believe that. Okay, a lot of different doors opened when those brothers passed. A lot of lanes opened, and a lot of people came running through those doors and running through those lanes. Some were dope and some were whack. Okay, but without, Pac making the ultimate and final sacrifice, okay, without that, I don't think he would be here. Okay, he was the ultimate and final sacrifice. Okay, the perfect without blemish sacrifice for your rap sins, Lil Xan. Pac laid on the cross in order for you to be able to express yourself artistically. Pac made it possible for you to make a living being trash. And you got the nerve to say that a man like that has a 2 on the clout scale. You have the nerve to say that man's music is boring. You don't strike me as a thinker, Lil Xan. Okay, most juvenile junkies aren't thinkers, and Tupac makes music for the thinking man. When you say you think Pac's music is boring, I think that you think Pac's music is boring for the same reason you probably thought school was boring. For the same reasons you probably think books are boring. I'm sure you think TED Talks are boring too. I bet you think any place of worship is boring. Anything that remotely makes you think, I'm sure you think is boring. Okay, but one day, Lil Xan, when you are completely sober, if you get to that point and you're a little older and a lot wiser, you're going to want to think. And you're going to want to learn, and you're going to gravitate towards things that teach you, because the beauty of the truth is that it's the truth regardless of who believes it or not. And Tupac Shakur, regardless of if a juvenile junkie thinks his music is boring and gives him a 2 on the clout scale, is absolutely the truth. Okay? Please give Lil Xan the biggest hee-haw. That's why I say the truth don't need no defense, only witnesses. That's all. And the truth is the truth regardless of if you believe it or not. So let Lil Xan run around and tell his lies about Tupac having a 2 on the clout scale and his music being boring. We know that's not true.
All right.
All right. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that donkey today. Up next, Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. If you got a question for you, matter of fact, all women, well, I think all women should call in this morning.
Yeah, it's International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
Let's get it going. It could be about anything. It could be about business. It could be about relationships.
There you go.
It could be about family, whatever.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. E-time. So we need all our females, our women to call in right now. Hello, who's this?
Hi, don't want to give that out.
Okay. Hey, Anonymous, what's your question for Ye?
My question is, I've been dating somebody for a few years now, and he's in the military and stuff, but when we first started, it was perfect, but he was able to try to get me out of my comfort zone, I would say, sexual-wise, and I've ended up doing some things that I actually wouldn't do.
Okay.
And
did you enjoy it?
I did and I did not, because it was against my morals and my values.
What's against? I'm just curious, Anonymous. Like, what is against your morals and values?
Threesomes and stuff like that. So I did that, and it at first, it was weird or whatever. But then I began to, do things for him that, required us to do stuff like that. And it was just for him. So I would do it just for him.
Okay.
But,
which, by the way, in a relationship is not a good idea to do something that you don't want to do just for the other person's pleasure.
Right. So, now it's getting to the point where, like, it's like, well, you knew who I was before before you met me and stuff like that. And you knew what I like. And it's gotten to the point where we used to talk about marriage, and now we do not talk about it, like, anymore. Mm-hmm. And then it's always bringing up what he wants to do with some other female, and it's just kind of weird. So I'm I'm just wondering, I see the potential that's there, but I'm just wondering, is it even worth trying to? Because he says he loves me and things like that, but it's just entirely too much when it comes down to women. It's just too many.
Is he willing to sacrifice and not have these threesomes and do these things that you don't even get pleasure out of?
I don't think so, and if he says that, then I think he'll go behind my back.
Mm-hmm. So you don't trust that will happen. When you've told him, I don't like doing this anymore and I don't want to, can you be with me and just me? What does he say?
He'll say, yeah, but I know that's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like I see the potential there, and I actually do think I love him, but I mean, not that I think I love him, but I do think that he loves me, but it's just like, maybe he was like exposed to something, and it's like he can't get out of it, and he's been in that for so long.
Right, that's what brings him pleasure, and you were doing it, and now you're going to stop doing it. So he probably doesn't even know if he could not do it anymore. I think.
Right.
Okay, so I think that the issue here, and this is why I always tell people, if you really don't want to do something like that, not to do it, but you've done it and you tried and you attempted to see if you liked it, you didn't, but you kept on doing something you didn't like to do. And when you guys can't link up like that sexually and you believe other people have to be involved to be in a relationship, that's not a good feeling for your ego either.
But it's almost like I invested so much time and energy and money and
girl, listen, let me explain. We can never look at relationships and look at it that way. I invested so much time and money and energy. It's supposed to be, is this somebody that I can trust who I want to be with? Because if not, you're going to end up wasting more time and more energy and more money. At least you learned something from the experience. Every single relationship we're ever in, what we do walk away with, even if we don't end up with that person, is we do learn something from it. So that's never a reason to stay just because you feel like, well, I invested so much time, money, and energy. Okay? You don't want to keep on investing that.
Like, how do you really, really let go?
It seems like that's what you want to do.
I do, but then sometimes it feels like, okay, well, I've taught him a lot of things and stuff like that. What if he used what I put into him to someone else?
So what? You're going to use what you learned from him with someone else too.
I didn't really learn much.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem, okay? Because whoever you're with, you should definitely be learning from them just like they are learning from you. Sounds like this man maybe just isn't on your level and you're just comfortable with it and you're scared to be alone. But what you need to do is find somebody who's compatible with you, who cares about you and your wants and your desires, and cares about what you don't want and what you don't desire, and wants to make sure that you two can come together on those things. That's important. You deserve better. Life with somebody else can't be just you doing what you need to do to please them.
Right. Right.
So
right. You're right. And things about it, I know that. And see, I know I grew up with a lot of guys, as my family's predominantly men, but you know.
Well, listen, babe, I just want to say, do for you. He's been selfish all this time. Now you be selfish and do what you need to do for you to be happy, because you don't sound like you're happy in this situation. So I think perhaps this just might not be the right person for you if somebody doesn't care about how you feel.
Right.
All right. And don't worry about the time. We've all wasted time. We've all wasted energy. We've all wasted money. It'll come back 10 times better for you.
All right. I've tried to put energy. I try to do it.
Work on you.
It's hard because I've broken it off so many times, but then I still find myself like retracting myself right back to him.
Do what you need to do for you.
That I know.
Be selfish. Do what you need to do for you. Nothing wrong with that. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
And check back in with me, please.
Hey, this is a dangerous situation. I know a woman right now who is seeking spiritual counseling because she was having threesomes with other women in order to please her man. Mm-hmm. But she was raised in a real religious household, and the Bible says homosexuality is wrong. So she hates the guy because she thinks he was the devil, and now she's conflicted about her spirituality, and she thinks she's sinned because she partaked in the scissor action, and she thinks she's not getting into heaven because she's gay, and she blames the guy for making her gay. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, you just in the bedroom. Whoa. Don't do things that you don't want to do.
Word.
Like, that's all. And if a man can't understand that, then that's not a comfortable situation. That's not the right person for you.
Absolutely. Yee, hello, who's this?
Aisha.
Aisha, what's your question for Yee?
So my question is, like, how do you coexist with the woman that's about to marry your daughter's father?
Mm-hmm. But you guys don't get along, I take it.
No, we don't. And it's not totally on my part. I mean, she's listened to a lot of things that he has said about me, and that she's taken them to be truth without getting to actually know me for herself.
Right. And you and him obviously don't have a good relationship with each other, so that carries over.
Well, it's off and on. Like, sometimes we're good, and sometimes he act like he can't stand the ground I walk on. So, like, I don't I don't know.
How do you guys communicate when it comes to your child? Is it directly with each other?
Sometimes, in the beginning, first of all, our daughter is 7. So in the beginning, it was through his mom. I would relay a message to his mom would relay it to him, and then she would get back to me with whatever. But now, she and I don't talk either. So now he and I are forced to communicate with each other. If we don't communicate, a lesson is something that absolutely has to be discussed between the two of us concerning her.
I just recommend this because sometimes it takes a long time for things to smooth over and get better, for people's emotions not to be so involved. I think what you need to do is communicate with him via text message, as long as y'all can, and at least you just be chill and cool all the time, and just be very, okay, hey, this is what I need. Hey, I need to pick her up. Are you picking her up at this time? Thank you. Cordial, polite, and that's it. And let gradually over time, as that relationship, as they keep doing their thing and you're doing your thing, at some point things will perhaps get a little bit better. But in the meantime, for now, just communicate just on a very cordial level and make sure you keep it that way so that you can communicate about your daughter with each other and nothing else. That's all you talk about. Don't mention his fiance. Don't mention anything else. Just strictly about...
I don't mention her, but this is what she did recently, which I thought was like a little petty, and this is her character all the time. So my daughter had a game a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually, it wasn't my daughter's game. It was my son's girlfriend's game. But we went to the basketball game, and it just so happened that the little girl that my son dates was playing her father's team. So, of course, his fiance was sitting in the bleachers. And she said to my daughter's dad, well, Charlize passed by me 5 times and didn't speak. Like, she's a kid. If you felt like you wanted to interact with her, why didn't you speak to her?
Right. And why is he even telling you that?
Because they're petty, and because I feel like that she's always competing with my daughter for her dad's attention.
Aisha,
and don't you as a grown woman compete with a kid?
Don't you feed into this pettiness. That's all I have to say. Or you can't control what they do, but you can control what you do.
Right.
And for yourself, you gotta just only communicate when you have to. Mind your business. Go about your business. If she says hello, how you doing? Keep it moving. You got a life. You got things to do. You above all of that.
Right.
People will drag you into some ish you don't even need to be into. You control yourself. Don't get dragged into that. That's their whole purpose. Don't be miserable with them. Don't be beefing over nothing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Aisha.
All right. Ask Yee. 800-585-1. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk OJ.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So we were telling you all about these never-before-seen videos of O.J. Simpson. It's going to air on Sunday at 8 p.m. on Fox. And it's also about... It's such a weird scenario. There was this book, If I Did It, and the premise is hypothetically what he would have done if he was the person who killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
I think he should be arrested for that. I would look at that as a mission of guilt, to be honest.
And here's some of that interview. It's Judith Regan, the book publisher, who's actually talking to him. And he is hypothetically talking about the night of the murder.
In the book, the hypothetical is...
Charlie.
Charlie came by and mentioned something about what was going on at her house. This guy, Charlie, shows up. The guy who I had recently become friends with. I don't know why you had been by Nicole's house, but it told me you wouldn't believe what's going on over there. And I remember thinking, well, whatever's going on over there has got to stop.
You can't use hypotheticals as a therapy session. Like, you got things you want to get off your chest that are eating you up, so you hypothetically speak on them.
So you hypothetically confess.
You can't do that.
All right, here's another part of the O.J. Simpson, the Lost Confession, where he talks about still being angry at Nicole Simpson even while she was dead.
If you're angry with somebody about whatever's going on in your life, when they die, it's not like that anger disappears. It was almost like I want to say, I told you, didn't I tell you? You know, it's whatever the hell was going on, you know what I mean? Didn't I? So you still got those kind of feelings in you, and you still are trying to deal with, I'm not going to be able to say this to this person. I'm never going to be able to change this person's mind. I'm never going to have an effect on this person again.
Nobody hears this man venting. Nobody hears this man confessing.
But you can't do nothing about it. He was found guilty. He could say whatever he wants. He was found not guilty. He can say whatever he wants. His actual genius but is foul, but he can say what he wants.
I just think he got things that he want to get off his chest. It's eating him alive, so he has to tell somebody. And that is a confession. You can't hypothetically confess to a crime.
He can confess. He was found not guilty.
So if you get found not guilty, but then you come back and say you did do it, they can't.
Is that you can't double jeopardy?
Really?
Yeah.
You can't get retried for the same thing twice.
I thought you get more money with double jeopardy. I'm thinking of Jeopardy.
You know what? I'm gonna fight you.
Don't mind me.
Go ahead, you.
All right, Vince Staples. Now, I guess some people have been complaining about his recent live shows and criticizing him. So he has responded like this.
On GoFundMe.com, you can decide to donate to the cause of $2 million, which will allow me to shut the up forever, and you will never hear from me again. No songs, no interviews, no anything. If not, you can choose to let me do what the I want to do when I want to do it. Get off of my or fund my lifestyle. The choice is yours.
Dropping the clues bombs for Vince Staples.
I was thinking about this last night, Charlamagne. You might be able to get this.
Man, I'm so mad Vince ain't hit me and told me about this. First of all, it's a couple of rappers I talk to for no reason. Vince Staples is one of them. Like, we randomly talk all the time. And I'm mad he didn't tell me about this, because I definitely would have had my campaign
With a GoFundMe, he said, for $2 million, I agree to do the following. Move to Palmdale, buy a Honda, year supply of soups for the homies locked down. So all of those things, if you can go ahead to his GoFundMe and...
Now, I don't know what Vince Staples' pockets are like, but $2 million is light. I would need $20 million.
$20 million?
$20 million, I'll walk away. I'll delete all my social
never say nothing
media,
again?
quit radio, no more television, because I'm just looking at, like, you know, possible career earnings for the next few years. Give me 20, I'll walk away.
All right. GoFundMe. And let's talk about this. The Kennedy Center Honors. Now, we told you previously about LL Cool J. He's the first hip-hop artist ever inducted into the Kennedy Center Honors. That's an annual honor that they give to people in performing arts for their lifetime of contributions to American culture. Well, now the Kennedy Center has set up a hip-hop culture council. And on that culture council is Q-Tip, who is the artistic director of the Hip Hop Culture Council. He said the members are the embodiment of what we stand for and all that we aspire to achieve with the hip hop culture program. Other people are Questlove, Robert Glasper, Grandmaster Caz, Common, Jay Period, Pharoah Monch, Black Thought, Mimi Valdez, MC Light, LL Cool J, of course, Ninth Wonder, Large Professor, all of these people, Fab Five Freddy.
On the council, like, where's the West Coast people on the council? All I hear is up north people.
Where's Ninth Wonder from?
Oh, North Carolina.
North
Okay,
Carolina.
you're right. You're right. Still need some Atlanta representation though, because Atlanta's so big in the culture. Where's the LA representation?
Well, that's just some of the members. So there's just,
Show no
I'm
more.
sure they're still
There you go.
going ahead and putting it all together.
I like the idea, but it sounds a little up north biased.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Get your request in. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.